Gradey Dick is the Raptors' most recent draft pick, and many believe that the only good thing about Dick is his stroke from behind the arc. Let's calm down. While Dick has an excellent stroke, this isn't where his talent level stops at. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about Gradey Dick and what he can provide the Toronto Raptors for this upcoming season and why he was the perfect draft pick for this team. Now before we hop into the video, as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for content like this and more in the future. And for the ones that have already here that have liked, comment, and subscribed, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and let's hop into the video. Gradey Dick came into the NBA draft mostly sought out for his shooting, but as the NBA Summer League games ensued, it was very clear that he's more than that, and truthfully, in my eyes, his game reminded me a lot of Tyler Hero. Now, Gradey Dick was a perfect pick for the Raptors. After averaging 14 points, 5 rebounds on 44% shooting and 40% from 3, Dick was obviously the offensive talent that the Raptors are missing most, specifically in the shooting department. Now, if you look at some of the Raptors' most recent picks, Gradey is a little bit different from the rest, and I think that's actually a good thing. Masai Ujiri is a guy that you can kind of guess what his moves are gonna be and how he's gonna handle the team, but in this case, Gradey Dick was one of the few instances where you probably couldn't have guessed it. Now, he's still a wing like the usual Masai Ujiri picks, but instead of the Siakam, Scotty, and OG Anunoby body type where there's a very lanky player with a very reasonable size and set of skills and gifts, he got a player that you expect to be more efficient shooting due to this lack of lengthy arms that the other wings have. Now, this is one of the few changes of pace for Masai Ujiri and the Raptors team, where instead of relying on the team's development, they're drafting a player who has talent to develop regardless of their team's developmental staff. He's one of the best shooters in the draft, and he's not super athletic or a defensive mastermind, but he works very well off the ball as a cutter and a spot-up shooter. But the question remains, and is the whole point of this video, how does Gradey Dick fit within this Raptors lineup? Well, it all starts with shooting, and that's the #1 place that the Raptors needed help in with regard to this past NBA season. The Raptors were third to last in 3-point percentage, ranking bottom 4 from the corner and bottom 3 from above the break in terms of percentages. OG Anunoby and Gary Trent Jr., they were their 3-point leaders, and they shot just 39 and 37% respectively. The league average is about 35%. So when you take in that factor, this team was a horrible shooting team, and those are the only 2 players that shot above the league average, and they were still very close to the league average. Father Fred struggled this year. Scotty and Siakam, they just simply aren't really 3-point shooters, and asking them to do that, I mean, you're expecting low shooting value. And overall, just looking at their roster, shooting was just a desperate need. The only real guy that I guess you could call a shooter was Gary Trent Jr., and even still, I would consider him more of a shot creator. The ability Dick has to hit from deep is going to instantly make him a valuable piece to the Raptors rotation immediately, and even past the Raptors, it's gonna see him having a job and keeping a job in the NBA for the near future. While Gradey Dick isn't the best shot creator, he can still do it at a above average level. In college, he shot 54% on threes off of the dribble, which was the best in Division I college basketball. And to attack closeouts, because obviously defenders understand he's a very good shooter, he's very good at pump faking and either taking a side dribble to still get that 3-point opportunity or one dribble mid-range pull-up, which it's not his bread and butter, but the mid-range pull-up is a shot that he can hit, and it's a shot that is very valuable in the NBA, especially when the 3-point shot is taken away from you and you're not the most athletic. The biggest hallmark to his game, and what I think will make him into a true pro, is his off-ball mobility, which is huge when you aren't the best shot creator. He could create his own shot, but being a guy that's in the NBA, his off-ball movement is gonna be his shot creation. Off-ball movement is something that's become more apparent in today's game, and something that we're able to evaluate a lot more. And due to Dick's unbelievable stroke, defenders often play him way too tight, allowing room to get his shot off. So he's become a very good shooter, but also has become very good at using that shot against defenders, making them play much more aggressively when he doesn't have the ball, which results in backdoor cuts to the basket, Iverson screens off of cuts on the perimeter, and even when he doesn't get the ball on a cut, he still finds open space on the floor to either relocate and get his shot off from deep, or cut to the basket again for an easy open layup at the rim. Regardless of everything else, and the biggest thing that I noticed from Gradey Dick in his off-ball movement is that even when he moves from one spot to the next, if the ball is not ready for him and he's not ready for the ball, he's finding the next open spot on the floor, which is huge not only in the NBA game, but when you also have a guy like Scotty Barnes as the point guard for your team. Gradey Dick uses his greatest asset, which is shooting, to strengthen his other weaknesses. And for this reason, he'll be able to help the Raptors to retool and build an okay team going forward. I don't expect much out of the Raptors or Gradey Dick much this year, but I do expect him to be that new age JJ Redick kind of player who can put the ball on the floor a little bit more than what we saw JJ Redick do. His fit with Scotty Barnes is absolutely perfect in my opinion, and he's one of the perfect archetypes to complement Scotty game. Put that in together with the rest of the team, with Gary Trent Jr. on the other side, who, as I said, is more of a shot creator, Siakam as the bruiser, mid-range lob threat kind of guy, and OG Anunoby as a 3-and-D weapon just overall on the court. And then you add Gradey Dick to that as the shooter, and I guess you could say the Tyler Hero kind of guy. The Raptors have a young squad that, if development comes along as we expect, especially with the excellent developmental staff that the Raptors have, Dick and Toronto can see some excellent success in the next 5 years. I think a lot of us look at the Raptors as one of those teams in no man's land, but really when you look at it, I feel like they can move some of their assets, some of their wings, and get some guys back in that'll help complement their team, but also elevate them. Because when you look at the Raptors and look at their roster, it's a lot more of redundancy, a lot of the same players on the roster. They have a plethora of talented wings, but that's not alone gonna be what gets you to the promised land, get you to that finish line. And with Gradey Dick, it's an excellent start to the future. It's an excellent start to actually rounding out this true roster and having a real roster to compete. Only time will tell with regard to the trades and some free agency moves how this Raptors team will come along. But when we're talking about Gradey Dick, I do think he is that kind of new age JJ Redick where, yes, he can spot up and shoot, but he can also put the ball on the floor, get to the cup if he needs to, and find open spots to punish the defense when they make a mistake. But that's all I got for you guys in this one. Let me know what you guys think about Gradey Dick. I haven't really talked about a lot of the rookies this year. We're going to be doing that a lot more, not just with rookies, but for players in general. So let me know what you guys think about that below. As always, is your boy TV with the greatest hoop stories and debates on the tube. I appreciate you guys as always, and I'm out. Peace.